Live check, 1, 2, 3. Hello again, and welcome to episode 4 of parking system with Laravel and VueJS. So let's get going. Andre?
Yes. Hello, everybody.
Hello again. Okay, so let's make a check. You should see my screen now. Alrighty. So let's have a little overview from last time. So the tickets with red are two important stuff that we have to fix from last time. So when we create a reservation, okay, so let's take one step back. Let's think about the UI. When a user clicks on a spot, we want to make it unavailable. So that's when we create the call. Let's see if I have this started. Alright, so we check the reservations, and this is the error. So as a user, I can click on the same spot and I can create two reservations without being paid. So the idea is to make a watcher, and when I create a new reservation, I have to check if this user has other spots reserved. So this goes like, you click on the spot, it's reserved, but then you don't like some options, you close the spot. So in that case, this reservation should be deleted. Or maybe you do some other funky stuff on different devices and you want to try to reserve the same spot. Well, you can't do that. The previous one will be deleted and you'll have only one reservation that's pending payment. So in this way, you'll unlock this spot as fast as possible. And in the future episodes, we will probably... Hello everyone. In the future episodes, we will probably implement WebSockets as well. So when another user clicks on the spot, it will instantly become unavailable for another user. But that's something for the future versions, for the future episodes. Okay, so let's go with this. So what we want is to make an observer for this model for the reservation, and reservation. Was it with one?
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, I think this is the way. Okay. So we have to watch in the creating, I guess. Created. There's no creating by default?
Yeah. No, there's no.
Huh, interesting. All right.
Just copy and rename.
Yeah, we can do the creating, and let's grab a reservation. Let's clean up. Is the music too loud for the YouTube guys? Okay, so let's check. The reservation already has a user. So let's do if. So we have to check the reservation where user ID equals to reservation user ID. And we want to do you like the... I want to make this inline, and I think it's better to stick with multiple wheres instead of putting the wheres in the array. What do you think? Or should I put this in 2 lines?
Just finish them, I can say.
Okay, let's do it like this first, so it's more clear.
Yeah, I like that. But, yeah.
Okay, so the first condition is the user ID should be equal to the reservation user ID, and the second one is paid at... Oh, why am I not getting auto completion? Is it because of this? No. So paid at should be null. Or should I do where null?
Yeah, that's explicit.
That's better, right?
Like them there.
So we're now, and then I can bring this in one line. Okay. You still don't like this to be in line in here, right?
It's okay. The line length is not exceeded too much. Fine.
Okay.
You know what I do? Before I use like where conditions on the model, I always use the query helper. You know? Reservation, column, query,
Query.
and then you will get auto completion for the rest.
Okay, so if this exists, then we want to delete it.
I will just grab the first one.
Hmm?
Well, there can't be more, but I would get all of them.
Yeah, but by having this in this hook, I am pretty sure there won't be another one.
Maybe.
So do you think it should be get? And then
Why not delete directly?
Instead of get.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you're right. So no need for if condition. Yeah. And it can stay like this. So we return null. Does it?
Wait.
Does it not? It's void. Yeah. Well, too many languages, Andre. Confusion is piling up. Okay, we don't need this, so let's clean this up. Next, let's go in. Do you usually make a provider for your observers?
No, not a new one. There is. I always put them in the app service provider. Yeah. Sometimes I do, but mostly, you know, if there are not too many, then I put them there in the build method. Yeah.
Okay, so now we will observe this model using this this observer. So let's make a little test. Open Postman.
Check your conditions on the validation for creating a new one.
Yep. So let's see. This is 283 for spot 1, but as you remember from the database, I think I have it open. Yes, I had for spot 1 user 1. So if I refresh, I should have now just 1. And I do.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Let's go and make a little unit test.
What do you want to test?
Or I will just make the dummy so I don't forget it. It deletes any other reservations, unpaid reservations of this user. Okay, and we can mark test as incomplete off screen, or we can do it later if we have time. Is it correct though? So the auto completion from EA says it should be self.
I don't know really. Both works.
Okay then. Let's keep this on here. Actually, if we take a look at the log, made some off-screen, behind-the-scenes tests for the previous lesson. So we have the API test, the garage test, and I think we don't actually need this, not this, but the test example. All right. So the previous one was the endpoints. So we make the models and make sure that all the endpoints return the data we expect. And some more cases, but you can check this here. So this is for the garage. We made for reservation and for spots. And this is a quick overview. Okay, but we can dig into that later if we have time left. And we made some validations for the dates to allow only dates in the future, and the end should be after the start, because we don't want to have some weird mixes. Okay, let's continue on the observer. We made the observer, we registered the observer works. So you wanted to check something else with the dates, Andre?
And your validation rules for creating.
So this one is complete, and then the reservation. I'm not trying to leave. Reservation creation validation date. Okay, let's go in our HTTP controllers API reservation controller, and when we are creating this, is it possible to make the validation here in the request? You know what I mean?
No.
So what I want.
Of course, you should do the validation in your request.
What I want actually is that special condition from the, I think it was on the spot model, or was it on the reservation model? Yeah, for this. So we want to check that the spot doesn't have.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just forgot where this was implemented. So it's on the scope.
Yeah. Where should we put this check? Because it doesn't look like this. Or the right place for this is in the, in here, in the request.
Well, I would recommend creating a new rule for that and check it inside the rule.
Okay, let's try that. Okay, so we want to test that the spot dates don't overlap. So
existing reservation. No, that was just the completion of your sentence. That was not the name of the rule.
Well, but it still doesn't. It still makes sense. That there should not be an existing reservation for this date period.
Yeah.
For interval. Well, that's a long rule. Okay, so how do I apply this rule?
We've got auto completion in our IDE, so no need to abbreviations.
Okay, but where should I place this? Because I want to make sure that both start and end don't overlap, but I want to check one or the other.
Yeah, maybe that's a good spot to say something about other methods of the Illuminate request. You have like a prepare for validation, for example. That's a method where you, which is called before you apply your rules on the data. So let's say, and there you can modify what you want to check. Prepare for validation. You return this merge.
Okay, let's see.
You can add a new key to your rules. So type return this No, this.
Return this.
Yeah, return this points to merge.
Points to what?
Merge.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and there you pass in an array of fields you want to add to
and
the
then
checked.
Okay, and I merge it with what?
It's merged with the rules later. So you will see. All right, so you put in an array.
Yes.
Let's call it like range, for example.
Valid range.
That's the no, just range. That's the field you want to check, like start or end or spot ID. And there you just create.
This is new for me, by the way.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
That's why I'm telling you. All right, and range will be start and end as an array, for example. So what you can do now is you pass in the values. You have to pass in the values. Start equals.
Where?
We are still in the prepare for validation. That one's not finished.
Okay.
Yeah. So put start on a new line and end on a new line, because now you just have two values of start and end, but start is the key, and you want to use the start of the request. So $this. Start, and same there with end. So now you have the two values in your range. So when you dump the rules before you return the rules array, when you dump the this all, so all your params.
I should have this custom stuff. I should have this.
Yeah, you should have a new. There you got your range, and you start with the values of start and end. Yeah.
Genius.
So this is how you can manipulate your request in terms of you want to doing some custom validation. So now you just apply the rules like the new one we just created, and then you can just validate it as any other you receive in your request.
Okay. Do you remember? Do I have to pass something in here, or
No.
it gets passed automatically in the attribute and the value?
Yeah. Yeah. Now you will get your range and array.
Okay.
So now you can do in that rule you can do your checks. What do you want to do?
So I need I also need the spot ID because I need to find to filter by the spot.
You can just add it in that prepare for validation in your that array you pass in.
This is already here. The spot ID. I mean, I need to get it in the rule.
But it's not. You could use it in your request.
I mean, I could maybe get it and pass it in the constructor.
Right, you can pass it in there, or you could just edit it to the merge.
Yeah, I think I like it more. Or I like it more.
Fine.
I like it more like this.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Both ways. But
do we want to
if you don't want to do something in the constructor for that, then you just pass it in your in the new one that you just edit. And
let's use the fancy PHP 8 declaration. So public int and what was the spot ID?
Yes.
Do I have to put it?
ID.
Yeah. And now I should be able to do this here. Perfect. All right, so what we want is to check this.
All right. Hang on a minute before you continue. I think what we want to do now is to check exactly the same thing, right? So we want to know if there's an overlapping or not, and maybe we can extract that to be reusable in your rule.
In the rule.
Yeah. Here and in the rule. So regarding the solid principles, the D, we should extract that.
Yeah. Okay, let's delete this because we pretty much know that this is working now. Do you mean only this section here? Because this is... No, we want the actual reservations.
Yeah. So you want to know if there's an overlapping or not. Or what do you want to know, or what do you want to check against that there's no overlapping? So this is the same as that method does.
Okay. How would you make this a function on the model, or you want to have something specific for filtering, like a filters? I mean, we're gonna use it in two places. I don't think we should over-engineer it in filters and apply some classes and.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe you just copy that and maybe we tweak it to make it fit to what we need, and maybe we're gonna refactor that later if needed.
Okay.
I think doing such things on the fly is like not the best idea.
Yeah, you have to think about it to make it a bit more robust.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the condition, and this will be a spot where ID. Where spot doesn't have reservations, and now the filters. Are these the attributes now? Wait,
it's a value.
The value.
The attribute is the field name.
Yeah. Let's see what we have here. So we have exactly start and end, and this is exactly what we can pass here.
Yeah.
Okay, is value. And then we need to return a count of so this returns Boolean, and this is valid when the count is 0.
Yeah. Can you do an equal?
Can
you do an equal?
Yeah. Okay.
Not the same.
Yeah, not the same. Not with PHP. Okay, the validation error message. A reservation for this spot with this interval already exists.
No.
With overlapping.
No, I would not already exists. I would write like it's not possible. Something like that. That's less.
So it doesn't leak any information?
Yes.
Reservation for this spot with this period is not valid.
Yeah.
All right, let's check it. Let's make sure that we do this so we can.
I didn't see it. Is the condition that with the paid?
Is what? It also needs to be. Yeah, but it doesn't matter about the pay that in this case, because you should not be able to create one anyway. It's
right.
the days that have
if we have that in the validation, you won't be able to do that. In our observer, we edit the check or the deletion for. Yeah.
Yeah, the case will be when you have different users. So that's why I commented this one, so we can test now the this. So let's create one. Did this create a new one?
I think so.
Yes, but why? So this doesn't exactly work. Let's see. Oh, it's a 0. This is the reverse.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. So. Yeah, it's gonna be tricky to extract this one, Andre.
Yes.
So, where has reservation? Okay, so we want to make sure that there are no reservations for this interval. Click, and we should get the message: a reservation for the spot with this period is not valid. And this is exactly what we want. I consider that a success. Okay, let's go to the reservation test. And let's put this one here. Cannot create reservations for the same spot with overlapping intervals. Okay. I think all good for now. Let's move one more to the pile. I don't want to leave. I know it asks for me. Okay, so we are half an hour in the stream and we're just starting the price setting. Alright, so what we want now, I made some comments here. Let's go first with the period configurator. Remember, we have the price in the database with this setup. We have the days, and if it's null, then we're not gonna apply anything extra. There will be a base price of 500. In this case, is cents. So for the day 1 and for the range 13 to 21, these are hours. The amount will be $20 in this case. Well, this is just a fictional amount. I don't think anyone charges that price anymore. Okay, so what we want is a way to calculate that. So Andre came up with this fancy solution on how we should do it. So when we give a start and an end date to this class of period configurator, we should get an array of arrays, and this should be the day of the week, and I think this will be now day of year, Andre. Based on the.
Are you not on the right configurator? I think we have to have the other one first.
No, the period should be first.
Where we set up the config. This is the one with the factor that you create from the actual period.
Yeah, so you have the period. Yes, you give a start and an end date, and then you should get back the. No, what you get back, it should be that the period, Andre. With the days of the.
Yeah, but look at the configurator class. There you have first your like parking spot configurator. I think it was called. And which is setting up the configuration for how much or what the price is for every day, every hour. Mm-hmm. Right. So this is the first one.
You want to start with the price on that. Okay, then let's move to the different one. It doesn't matter because they're not
makes more sense that way.
They're not really related, so they're just being added in the price calculator. Yeah. But if we want to start with that, let's go. So, in the class price configurator, Yeah, we'll give an amount. So this will be calculated based on the base amount of base price of the spot, plus all the additional options that it has. So we give one amount, and we can pass additional parameters. Like this will be the config structure. So this is what I showed in the database. And when you pass this config structure, you should get a different a different result that matches the days, the hours, and the amount. The base amount is optional when you send an additional structure, and this will be applied for all the hours if you don't send the hours. If you send just the days, it will be applied for the whole period of the day without the hours. And if you send the hours and the days, then yeah, you'll get a more refined setup. So in this first example, for the amount of $10, we should get an array of 7 days, with Monday being the day 1, and for every hour we will get the amount. And this is the second example with $10 again with a config option, and we pass the hours, only the hours without the days. So that means all the days will have in this interval the price of $20. So this will be from 0 to 6 to 9, and when it hits 10, the price will be $20, and that should happen until 18, and then we should go with the base price again, and that should happen for every day because we don't have a days setting in here. And yeah, this will just be different for that specific day key if you send the day in the parameter. So let's start with the code. I was a bit conflicted about the structure of this, Andrew. I was thinking about maybe separating this into modules directory and have this module called pricing. But I'm not sure if you want to use this module. It's not really a module if you're going to use it somewhere else. So do you think we'll need this configuration in some other place rather than the pricing?
I don't think so. I don't know. It's your project, and I'm just helping out a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, but I value your input, so this is why I'm asking. I was thinking of maybe modules and then directory. So this will be pricing. Yeah, and everything related to price calculation should go in here.
Oh.
Yeah, this is gonna be a bit confusing if we're gonna use this classes in some other places, but let's go. Okay, so we call that this should be called price configurator, and let's create the empty class for the other one as well, the period configurator, or yeah. All right. So in the price configurator, there was a shortcut to make the constructor. Do you remember which one was it?
Underscore.
Yeah, there we go. Found it. Okay, so what we want is to send an amount.
Why not using fancy PHP 8?
You're right. Why not?
Stuff.
Let's do that. Okay, and I think that's it. We don't accept anything else in here. Huh.
Still looks a little bit weird for me.
Yeah, I was thinking like in this case I will have also the config to be generated, and it looks a bit weird to have one variable here and one here. So yeah, let's be consistent.
I think you can have both there and one with null. I think this is it's okay.
Yeah, but I don't want to be able to pass it. to pass the config. This
Yeah,
will
but
be
if you have a default value, you don't have to pass it.
yeah, but you can overwrite it.
Yes.
So I don't want to be able to overwrite
All
it.
right. Yeah. So let's stick for the old version.
Old version, best version. Okay, and the data that will be. Oh, what is this? Okay, this will be the array of config. Right. Okay, now we want to be able to add additional config, and I have some notes on the left, so I'm gonna look on the left in the meantime. Add config, and this is the array that we can send in here. So, oh, this is the price, and this is the additional config that we can send. So let's do that. Yeah, let's put some comments here as well. And let's put the structure of this. So amount key is required, and it's int. We have the hours and the days. And the hours is an interval of string, but this is optional. And also the days, and this is an array, and it's optional as well. Alrighty.
You can pass in the hours as an array as well.
The hours, yeah, but
you don't want that.
No, I don't want that.
Okay.
Right, so I thought it will autocomplete for me. Alright, so what we want to check if it doesn't have an amount. Oh, but we set it as required. This can be optional as well, but then it doesn't make sense. So I think we should always set there should always be an amount. But since we cannot validate this, yeah. So if the config doesn't have the amount, why doesn't I want to import the illuminate support array. Come on, auto completion. So if it doesn't,
sometimes PHP Storms, they're a little bit I don't know what it's doing when you don't have a space behind that. It doesn't do the auto completion. I don't know why.
Yeah, sucks.
Yeah.
All right. And we want to configure some stuff. And let's do array get. So we will pass the amount from the config, then days, then hours. Let's also make a getter for this. Make getter. And let's implement this method. Yeah, really helpful. Okay. I mean, it could guess that I want the amount.
Yeah, maybe somebody from JetBrains is watching a video. Maybe they find out.
Yes. So string hours. All right. So. Well, this will be default null. So let's check if This string hours. Yeah, let's prepare the hours. Next. If the hours are empty, we will complete this, the hours, the days. No, it's fine, it's fine. If empty days. So this will be the default values if we don't send anything in the additional parameters. So let's add a method. This will be string. Alright. We want our separator. I think I could make that fancy stuff with the star like this. Yes, no, maybe?
Yeah, maybe. Go on. I just want to see the result.
Mm-hmm. Right, so return type, yeah, not rand, range. Alrighty. Config hours. Let's see. Okay. Okay. And if this is empty.
When you type in the config hours in your method as string, you don't have to check that string.
Again?
You type in the config hours in your configure method with string. So then you don't have to check if it's a string, you know what I mean?
Yes, but this is the error, because the hours can be null, so I can this can be nullable.
Yeah.
So in this case, if a string makes sense.
Yeah.
Good. Okay, if empty config days, then this was the days. So days of the week. Alrighty. Correct. Days. Come on. I can't type anymore. So I'm pretty sure the hours. Oh no, it's fine. Okay, let's see. My EAP complaints. So we go through all the days of the key day, well as day we go through all the hours, and we want to assign this to the config. Should I use a... Can I use the reset with this? Yeah, but I don't... No. Let's go back. Okay, so what does it complain? Probably undefined. I think I can leave this with days.
Yeah.
So it does, it won't complain that I will override the default type.
Yeah.
Alrighty, what about the hours? Probably undefined again.
Yeah.
Well, no, it won't be. How can I make this so it doesn't complain? I mean, this is the cheap way to do it. Nah. Yeah, I think this is fine. Okay, and we don't want this to do anything. And we don't want
right.
to...
In line 54, you set the hours, right?
Yes.
You prepare the hours if it's a string.
Yes.
And why not checking there in your next condition about this, what you set there?
What do you mean?
Like
say again.
Don't check the config hours, check the hours. In the next, yeah.
Yeah, I
So
can.
if this is still empty, then you set the default.
What I can do is null.
Or maybe you set the defaults in the prepare hours.
Or like this.
Yeah.
Or the hacky way should be will be this. If it's set hours. It doesn't like it. Oh well.
I don't like it as well.
Okay, so if
So,
this...
all right, then back to the declaration in your configure methods. You called them there config hours. Why not use
in
hours there as well?
Prepare. In here.
Yeah.
Because the hours will become an array, and you'll see. So this will squeak. So if I say hours, okay, so go away. New value type array is not matching the resolve parameter type. String. I mean, it's not. I can do hours here as well, but it will complain a bit that I changed the type of the variable.
Yeah, you changed the type of that. All right. So yeah, I did a little bit different. Maybe because of that. No, it's not because of that. Because I like the array declaration instead of that string thing. That was just because you mentioned liking that.
Yeah.
And so.
Okay, and this doesn't return anything. So now we can add a config, and we can get the config. We can configure the config. What else do we want?
We have to set the default config before.
Yeah, so to have the default config.
Yeah. Now you just run over the configured days or the hours and configure that. So maybe you need a default config.
Yes. Seriously, I didn't put the dollar. Yeah, makes sense. Configure the amount. I didn't put this as null, I believe. Okay. What? Alright. So let's try a little TDD in here and have this unit. How we called it?
That means pricing.
Modules. Pricing. Right, and this will be the price configurator. No. Okay. So let's do some tests in here. Let's copy some of the stuff in here. So given the amount of this with no additional config, we should get that default stuff. Okay. Let me think for a moment, Andre. Test the test. Let's make sure that we didn't break anything in while doing this. So quick and dirty way. No.
What do you want to do?
I want to do a test. So this will be the price configurator with a base amount of this, and I want to see what I get now. I want to see the config. What am I doing wrong? Must be
trying to get the config before in this initialization. Maybe you have to configure first.
And I didn't.
Set the default config in the constructor.
Right, I didn't do that. Yeah. Okay. This is, I think it's exactly what we expected.
Yeah.
Great. Test the test, implement the test. Test configuration without settings. Okay. With days only. I think with price and days. Another combination will be with price and hours. Another combination will be with just with hours. No, with price and
days and hours.
days and hours. Yeah, I think this is all we have to test. Cool.
Is that homework or is that what you want to do now?
Yeah. This will take too long to implement right now.
Yeah.
But I will keep it like this. And let's go with the. So now that we have the price, we have the configuration, we can continue with the dates and make sure that we have the structure for this, for the period configurator. We should be able
Right.
to send a start date and end date and get this the structure. Okay. I think I already made this. Okay. So let's go directly with a test. Okay. Yeah, let's do it again. Test the test. So what we want is to have a new period configurator, and we should be able to send do we want to send this in the constructor maybe? Or do we want to send this in a specific method?
It's up to you.
Hmm.
How you want it.
Okay, I'll think about it, but let's go with this first. So we want to configure this, and we want to send some dates. What is his problem?
You've got to close it.
Yes. Okay. So let's have a start. Carbon parse. Let's grab a date.
Just 15 hours or something.
Yeah, but I don't want to make the relative dates in this case. I want to check the exact, an exact interval, and with the count, and since this will not validate anything, it will just construct the array.
All right, go.
I think if I'll go with a relative everywhere, there might be even a logic error inside.
Mm-hmm.
So let's try with this. Okay, so let's have a 0 first with full hours. So this will be start date, and this will be a day. Or no, let's have it same day, but a different hour. And the full hour. We want to limit this by 15, 30, 45, and 60. We don't want to give too much freedom, like per minute basis. So let's send the start, send the date, and let's see what we get. Of course, we'll get the error if we're going to do TDD. So this is one thing when I watch the TDD lessons. You see the method that it doesn't exist, but everyone will keep running the test for some reassurance for some reason. Like I know,
Yeah.
I know exactly that this method doesn't exist. Why are you even running the?
Yeah, but the meaning is that you see that the errors change when you implement, and then that means you make progress. You know.
Mm-hmm.
That's
A different
why.
error. Let's get a different error. Okay. Well, in that case, let's.
Now there's no method. You know you implement the method, and then yeah, that's progress.
That's progress. Okay, so now, if you want to do it this way, yes, we're doing something. But let's not exactly do this. So we'll have a from. We'll send it from, and we'll send the 2, and return this, and we need to have some mapping here. So we send the carbon days, and we want to have the array back structure. This map dates. To array, to list, to okay. What's your opinion on private and protected? Do you think it should be private by default when it's being created like this?
No. It should be protected by default. And if you want to protect that method, then it should be private.
Yeah.
You know the difference, I think.
Yeah. We've been through that, Andre.
Yeah.
I think you scolded me once for not knowing it.
No.
Yes, you did.
Yeah. Maybe it's interesting for somebody else as well.
Alrighty. So we'll have the day in here, we'll have an hour, and we'll have a value. And what we want is to have, oops, an array here. Okay, and this should set the period map. That will be the day. With hour, it will be with value. Alrighty. Now we have the full hours, so let's go with this first. Okay, so we actually thought about this these cases, and one edge case we found while mapping these periods was when you had the start date in one year and the end date in a different year. So for that reason, we'll have the days in here in the period map as the day of the year, and we can get that from a carbon instance with day of year. Now the second parameter we want to send is the hour in here, and we can get it again from. And this is the one tricky part. So if it's not a full hour, we'll just set 1. So again, back to the example, this will be the factor. So if it's 15 minutes, then if it starts at 12:15, for example, you have to pay for the rest of the hour. So that means you have to pay an extra. You have to pay 0.75. And if you start at 45, 0.20, and if it's half, it's 0.5. So yeah, we need this factor here. Calculate factor. And we want to set the from, and this will be the start. Okay. And this is the start of the period. Okay. Bool, true. This should be false by default. And we want the return type to be fractional, so let's do a float. Okay, so how should we calculate the factor? Well, we should get the minutes first from the which is a date. So date minutes. minute. Yeah. Now, if it start minutes equal 60 minus minutes, and the factor will be minutes divided by 60. So we get a percentage. So if it's factor, if it's 0, we return a full, otherwise we return the factor.
Question mark.
Yeah. Alrighty. But let's continue with this. So let's say, okay, I think it will be best if in the, so we have all the edge cases in here. So let's go with fractional stuff. And now we know that it's start of period, but it's a fraction. So we get the minutes, but if it's the start of the period, yeah, we get the minutes this way, and then we divide by 60 and get the factor. Should be good. Okay. In the date. So from add minutes. Alrighty. So this is the from date, and we fill the minutes.
What we do there is when you have like 12:15, right? The next step you want to go is 13, right? That's why you're not adding like 60 minutes.
Yep.
Then it would be 13:15. So
so you want to go with 30
to the next hour,
to the 30.
Maybe there's a method in Carbon. I don't know. Go to the next hour, but I don't think so.
Let's see. What if we do next? No, next hour. What's up with hour?
No, I think we can just add an hour. All right, then let's go back to.
So we can do start of hour and then add hour. No?
Yeah, try. Right.
So let's see in this case what we get here. So I'm gonna rerun the last test, and we get 13. So I think this looks good.
Yeah, good. Yeah. Good. More clean. It's neat.
Yeah. Okay, so while we map these dates, we need to go until we reach it. So while date less than 2. We'll get the set period map value. As I said, we go with date of day of year as the key, and then we go with date and hour, and this is the factor that we have to calculate. So if the date day of year is not equal to the 2, day of year. Okay. Or the hours. So with this condition, the factor is 1, otherwise we get the calculate factor and we have to pass the 2. Okay. And since we go hour by hour, we'll do date at hour. Okay. Let's check what we have. Okay, so we can start with the test, I believe. So test return map with fractional hours same day. Okay. And you are an adept of not resolving it here or newing it up, but having it here. All right. Okay.
You see now why it's better to have the configuration separate method.
Yeah, because of the constructor.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, see that we didn't break anything? Oh. Why do you do that? Okay. So
I don't have a method for
we need
that.
to get a getter for it.
Yeah.
I like my getters and setters at the top. Oh.
I like public methods before protected methods.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so this is the first one we call. So after we map the dates, small stuff. Okay, so now we need to get the.
This way you have protected method in front of the public method.
Mm-hmm.
But it's up to you.
Yeah. Okay. And let's make some assertions. So we know that the key should be the day of. So let's do day of year. Since we will access it multiple times in the assertions, let's put it in the variable and let's start the assertions. So what we want are to make sure that this map has some keys. So the array has keys, and the first is the actual key, and then you provide this. Okay, first test passed. Let's also make sure that we have the hours inside. So we pretty much know, from DDing this with this configuration that it starts at 12:15 and it ends at 16:15. So the to fill until next hour, we need a factor of 0.75. So we will multiply this with the price. So it will not be the full price from the config, but just the factor. And the same goes here. It's only 15 minutes, and that will be a fourth of an hour. So we also have to check the hours. So I know we have the 12, 13, so incremental 1 hour by hour. So let's make the assertions that these hours exist in the array. So the same stuff.
Just grab the hours of that array, and you don't have to. You don't have to do that many times. But
say that again.
That's okay.
So I know I need 12, 13, 14, 15, and I want 16 as well. And I want to make sure that there is no 11 and there's no 17. Array not his-key. So case 1, so last case. Okay. Now we have to check the factors as well. So first one was 0.75, and this was map day of year and the hour of 12. Okay. Then this will be 1, 1, 13, 14, 15, and the last one will be 0.25, 16. Test 1 complete. We have the correct mapping. Now I'll make another small test for different days. Or we can test some fast stuff here like this. Map same day, full hours. And we also want to check map different days. And first case, well, let's copy it because we want the full hours. We want fractional hours. Different days, fractional hours. Okay, so let's put the stuff in here. Because they will all start like this. So same day, yes, yes, full hours. So from 12 to 16, we configure the map. And let's make some assertions again. This will go pretty fast. So we know we need to have the same hours, but in this case, we'll have a full and a full here. Let's see.
This one should fail. Because you're not having a 16.
Yeah, that's right, that's right. So this would be 17, but if we want to be consistent, yeah, let's not have 16 as well. And this should not be here. So we have 4 full hours. And this is correct. So a different days, fraction hours, and this will be second, and we'll keep the same stuff. Alrighty. So again, we have this day until the end. Again with the fractional hours. No, that is correct. There's gonna be a lot of assertions here, but the idea is mark test as skipped. complete all cases. But we did it, and we can see that it's pretty correct.
Yeah, maybe you go from 22:15 like to 2:15. Or
Yeah,
something.
so there's
Not many.
not so many.
Yeah, not so many assertions on that one.
Yeah, and then I can.
And still.
Yeah, great.
Same conditions.
Okay. So again, we get to get a day over here. Yes, let's not skip it. So, yes, we want this, and we want the next day as well. So day over here, +1, and we want the 22, and we want the 23. We don't have this, but we have this on the other day. So +1 and +1. This will be 0, 1, and 2.
Right.
Yeah, because it's, and we should not have a 21, and we should not have a 3 in day of year +1. So let's make sure that this one passes first. Cool. And without looking at the mapping, the day of year on 22, it starts at 15. So this should be 0, 75, 23, 1. This will be next day at 0, next day at 1, and next day at 2. Full hour, full hour, full hour, fractional hour. Great. Different days, full hours. Okay. 0 to second. Any other assertions you think are needed here, Andre?
I don't know, maybe the year or something.
What do you mean the year?
Yeah, that's going over 1 year to another.
Ah, you mean a different test with a different year?
Yes. Okay.
Test.
I thought you were on the test, not on the test case. Yeah.
Okay, so let's just go with different years. But yeah, this will be implemented later. I don't want risky.
Incomplete?
Yeah, it didn't auto complete. Alrighty. And this are different days, full hours. Pum, 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 pum. In this case, we don't want the 2 o'clock. So we should not have 2, we should not have 21. And we should, yeah, we have both days, full day, full day, full day, full day, full hour,
Yeah.
and we should not have the edges. And this should be 1, and this should be 1. So all of them should be 1, and this should pass.
Yeah. Yeah.
And great.
You did a great job.
Yeah. But we didn't put any stuff in the price configurator test.
Yeah, leave it somewhere. That's fine.
Yeah. Okay, so now that we have the period, and we already have the expected data, we also have the price, and we have the expected data. Now we should combine these two and calculate the price for a specific period. So let's try that. So in the modules, price calculator. So we know that this one accepts configurator. And a period configurator. What else? So we want to be able to calculate for a period. And this will be a carbon instance of from or start, carbon end or to. And the return type should be an integer since we calculate in cents. Now we want to take the period map and we also want to have the config. Should this be config or should this be price map? So this is period map to be consistent.
Yeah.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Right. Calculated. Alrighty, so we should get the period map from our period configurator.
Construct.
Say that again?
You missed the construct method. You have to add the configurators somehow.
Of what configurator? I don't think I have.
No, forget it. Oh. But you have to add the configurators.
Yes, I will add them. You don't like them with setters like this? I mean, we want to with?
It's up to you. It's your project. Whatever you like.
Alright, price and period. Yeah, publics. Before we do any calculation, we have to pass those. And we need to configure a from and to. And let's see that we have this here. And let's TDD this out. Well, I say TDD, but it's not full TDD. Price calculator test. Okay, now we know we need a so we need a price configurator, and we also need a price a period configurator. Alrighty.
You need the calculator.
And we need the calculator. Okay. Alrighty. Default value. And test the test. I think this will become a habit for me now. This price calculator. Okay. Want to do calc.
You can return this. It's not chainable.
Uh-huh. Okay. Set period, set price, and then calculate. And we will calculate from some dates. Period, configurator, and this price configurator. Start okay, today. At hours 8. I want to check that the class doesn't give errors, and then I'll take full. I'll calculate the exact exact numbers.
Yeah.
Okay, so this will be the start, and the end will be start. Whoa. Maybe this is closest. Maybe this is what we were looking for.
What can you pass? No.
What? No, not that one. Not what we want.
Nope.
Nope. So we want to calculate the price for, let's say, a period of 4 hours. So from 8:15, or let's go with 12:15, since we kept going with that. So when I put today, that will give me the start of the day, right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, then we'll have 12 o'clock in 15 minutes. And let's see what period map we get. And I think this is the same one we had before.
It's pretty familiar, right?
Yeah, looks pretty familiar. Alrighty. Let's also get a price configurator. So this will be the price config for the whole week. So price map, this price configurator, get config. Okay, let's do the price map. And we didn't pass anything special, so we don't see any special hours or any special tariffs. So let's do that now in the price. Let's add a custom config, and I believe this was with oh, I did one. So custom amount of $50 between the hours of 9 o'clock, let's say 10 o'clock to 17, and these are hours. But we want this only during the weekend. So we can say day 7 and day 6 and day 7. And now we should get a completely different
Says to be an array of errors. since you can pass in
Yes,
multiple
yeah, you can pass multiple.
configurations.
That's right.
Right.
So test one, no days. Now all the days, it doesn't really work.
You didn't configure. Hang on, I'll just check something.
So what I want is, let's delete this one first. DD.
Check the add config method of the first configurator. All right, so you're not returning C. So this call to add config is gone in the void. So
yeah, wise as always.
Because there should be chainable.
Yes. Okay. Test number 2. Still failing?
Yeah.
Why?
You have to implement it differently if you use it differently.
Okay, let's see here. So we pass the amount and we pass the hours. Now for each of them, okay.
That's working. Just DD before you return this, DD your configuration. So how do we call it?
Config, I believe.
Yeah. So and then you will see just DD it. Yeah. And then you will see that this is not working. Why not? It was working in the tests. Why is it not working now?
Yeah, let's see.
Weird.
We
implemented it slightly different.
So let's see. Array good config amount. Did I put something else in here? No, it's amount, days, and hours. So let's see what we have in here. Config hours. Maybe the config hours is making a... So you see the hours are not being...
You dump the config, not DD, because this is called multiple times. This is the initial configuration plus the additional configuration. So you were DDing on the initial one.
That's right, but it should be fine if I did it outside, because this will be...
You have to assign this to a variable. Just go back to the test.
You mean this?
So, yeah. I'll get config. Still not. What the fuck?
Let's see.
All I can say is the tests are working.
Well, it doesn't help much if the tests are working, but the implementation doesn't work. So that was the price configurator. Let's run it again. We didn't make any tests for the price. Of course, it's not exactly working as expected. Okay, so let's take a step back and try to debug this. So we pass the additional config in the construct. So we pass the 10 the default config. So this will configure with the amount. So I put if config hours. I will dd all of this days and config. So in this case, it will dd only on this second call, only on this one.
Now you will see your values.
Yeah. Okay. So let's do. Okay. So this is okay now. So we have the hours.
Mm-hmm.
No. So before we do this, let's do the config. One sec. So we return this. Deconfigure. Okay, so it's not some magic passing. I think the logic is in here. The logic error.
Alright, so let's compare it. Let's scroll up a bit.
Okay. Let's see what hours we have in here. It might be just this check of hours didn't exactly do us justice.
Looks good.
Yes. What about the amount? So we collect the days. Do we have the correct amount in here? No, it's not. Look, it's still 10. It's not 20.
Oh, okay. So go in your configure where you set the default amount.
Set default config.
No.
Where?
We were right in the right spot. Add config method. There you set the default. Go up.
Mm-hmm.
So if now in the add config.
Yes.
There you set the default amount. If array has amount, then you set it. If not array has amount, then you set it. All right. So
nice.
Remove all your DD stuff and should work now.
Great. Well, this wouldn't have happened if I wrote tests when I should have.
Yes, you would have realized it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so for all the days in the interval between 10 and 5, we should have a special amount, and we do. And if I pass the days as well,
Use 1 and 2. You don't have to scroll to the end. No, it's alright. It's too late now.
no, it's not. Never too late.
Or maybe 1 and 7. I don't know.
So for
day one
Monday,
day 1 has 5,000.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine.
And day 2, yes, and day 3 and so on does not.
I know.
Good.
Good.
All right, so let's continue with the calculation. And I think we can do this, and this price configurator can be passed directly in here. And in the calculator, let's dd this. Let's see. And it is correct. We have the correct map, period map, and we have the correct price map. So let's continue with the calculation. All right. So we have the price, we have the stuff, and let's calculate. Calculate price, compute price. Yeah. Starting with from, and this will add the data to calculate it. Okay, now this was the tricky part. Well, this is the tricky part. Calculating the actual price in the intersection between the days, and we should convert this to day of week. All right, so we map through the days. And hours, day. In this case, it's of the year. Okay. I'm waiting. Intersect keys. So we want to intersect. We want to get from the price config, price map, from start of year, go to previous day, add days, and then we want to convert this to day of week, ISO, and then the hours.
That's a little bit tricky.
That's the tricky part, yes. Let's delete this one here. So what we have now is the actual day of the year with the price for each hour. Let's see that it makes sense in here. So we put day 1 and 2. So let's put for all the days. And let's have a different price between 10 and 7. So that will mean, well, let's put for 14 and 17. And we'll get only this 3. And it works, Sandra. Yes. But next, we have to calculate the prices.
What we now just have to do is to sum up the prices with the factor. And that's it.
And that's it. Easy.
Easy peasy.
Easy peasy. Whoa. price, and we want to get the factor for this period map of this specific day and this specific hour. Alrighty, let's do this. Did I miss something?
No.
Yes, I did.
Oh.
Yeah, so we will go through all of this, map them to the period map with the price. Yeah, let's see what we have here. Yeah, so we have the hour and we have the price for that specific hour. And we also got the, well, the factory is already applied. So, and then we just have to sum this up. And this should be a function. And we will get the price detail per day. So if we would have multiple days now, so start, let's add 1 day. So now it will be 1 day and 4 hours. So we should see a second day now in here. And yeah. Let's sum them up and apply this to the calculated. Good? Good.
Should do.
No. How do you have that? Yeah, just the first one. Guess I should be consistent if I add it for one. Should do for all of them.
No. When I started removing all those.
Okay, let's remove them.
Now you start adding them.
Let's remove them. Let's remove them. Okay, so I'm gonna check one of the models. If one of them has the docs, okay, I'm not setting any. No dog blocks for this. Good. So in the price test, we should get an amount here, I guess.
Can you start with an easy to work out?
Yes.
Period.
Yes.
Like default and like 2 hours.
Yes, of course. This is the test.
Right.
The test. This is testing all the cases at once.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So test. Same day. Should we go again with yeah, default config. Same day. Default config.
Yep.
All right. So let's grab the start date. Today, let's check the weekend. Next weekend day.
Where you want to go to the weekend?
No, I think
default config. There's no differences. So
yeah, let's just go next day, next weekday.
Okay.
Yeah, with full hours doesn't matter. Let's go with add minutes. No. Let's have full hours, and then let's have one with fractional hours.
Yeah. I would always start with easy
Yes,
to work out
this is easy.
things, like have default config with like 2 hours, and then you can easily work out what the price should be, and then you can easily assert it and go more complicated stuff. Then
So we start from from 12 o'clock next weekday, and let's put the calculation price, and we can grab this stuff, and we pass the configurator, we pass the period, the price, and then we calculate the start, and we add 4 hours. So with the default price of 1000 and 4 hours, I would expect this to be equals to 4 price. And again, this will squeak as you want to use self and void. Test. Yes.
ta-da!
Ta-da-dam, ta-dam. Okay. Next weekday, add minutes. Let's add 15 minutes. So this will be with fractional hours, and again, fractional at the end. So let's see what the price is. But we can guess. We can guess. Yeah, let's try. So it will be 0.75. 1, and fourth will be 0.15 or 0.25.
What would it be if you add 4 hours and you have to pay 4 hours?
Say that again.
What will it be if you have to pay 4 hours? 4 full hours.
4 full hours.
Still before 4,000, right?
Yes.
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 So
Still same, but in this case it's fractional, so the price should be the same. Okay, big brain time.
maybe it's like 2 hours now.
Yeah, but I want to finish this before ending the stream, so it will all be in one stream. I don't want to make pricing part 2 when I'm so close to the finish.
Yeah. So let's stick to the start as it was before, no minutes, and just add like 30 minutes to the end.
You mean here?
Like
So you want to have a more complicated?
Easy assertions, right? So add minutes 30.
You want a different test or in the same test?
No, in that one, fractional hours, right?
Uh-huh.
You want like 4.5 hours. It's a fractional one.
I mean, okay, minutes 30.
And remove the minutes on top, or maybe you leave it, but then you have to. It's a little bit harder to work out. It's not. That's what I mean. Like easy, So instead of 4,000 half hour more, it's like 500 more. So it's should be 4,500.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Got it.
Easy things. And then you can. You test what you want to test, like fractional hours. You don't have to go for the fractional hours on the start and the fractional hours on the end.
Yeah.
So, like if you would do add minutes on the start, like 15 minutes on the start and down and add 4 hours on the end, yeah, you will have both fractional, like the start and the end is fractional, but the result will be 4,000 as well. So. You're not testing, like fractional stuff, like in the calculation itself. You know what I mean?
Yes. So let's check different days with full hours.
I think everyone got it, and maybe you can
skip to some config stuff.
Do that as homework.
Okay, let's implement But let's at least put the cases.
Yeah, all right.
So test different days with full hours, test different days, and default config. I think if I want to be really thorough, test different days, fractional hours, and default config.
Yeah.
Now I can make this one.
Now I have to repeat all of them with custom config.
Yes. So test same day with custom config, with hours config, full hours. Well, I'm not gonna put full hours. Doesn't too many cases now. Alrighty. With custom days and with custom days and hours. Okay, so this will be just building this out. Price configurator, add config, array of configs, custom days.
Yeah, you haven't tested different configs. You always pass one config, and like there should be maybe some more.
Yeah, I'll make that with multiple configs.
Yeah.
With multiple custom configs. Alrighty. So the amount should be something custom. This was with days and hours, so let's put days. Easier to test with the weekend. And the hours string 9 to 17.
Still don't know where you want to the string one when you don't have it on the days.
I don't know. I like it better this way. Okay, so this will be same day multiple configs. Yeah. Test with multiple custom configs, and that's it. All right, and so from in the weekend, from 1 till 9, you'll have the price of. So let it be discounted. And let it be 500. And during the day, this should be more expensive than normal. 6, 7, and that will be 10, 17. Okay. Let's actually see how this looks like. So during the weekend we should have the custom config, and so if I want to put so it's from 0 to 8 and from 9. Oh, well, let's have a 1 hour gap. It doesn't make sense, but it will be good for the test. Okay, so during the weekend we should have 500 default, and then the second config overwriting the base config. And the same should go for the 7th day.
Yeah.
And it is.
Isn't it great?
It's awesome. I like this approach very, very much. Okay, let's just put the build of the configs in here, and I'll make the assertions later.
What about the test? Go please to the last one.
Yes.
Where you maybe accidentally overwrite the previous config as a test case.
I believe the last one should overwrite everything. Wait, I didn't delete this. So the add config will just go through every one of them and set the config, and the config will be overwritten. Yeah, we can check in here if the key already exists. We can give some error, but I don't think it makes sense, because yeah, maybe we can validate this when we save the configs.
Yeah. I think there's plenty room of it for improvement.
Yeah, the thing about this is that it will not break.
Yeah.
And yes, it overwrites the hours. Okay. So it's
all right.
Okay, so custom days and hours. Good. Same day with custom days, so without hours. Only with hours, without days. And this will be the default config. So we leave it like this. All right, I think we are done with the calculations. Let's make the endpoint fast. And I think we are done with this. So back to the endpoints. What is this?
Can you give me a break?
I can. Yeah.
2 hours now.
Yeah. Go. I will.
In a normal meeting, we definitely have a break after 2 hours.
Yeah.
All right. So maybe you can just start and I'll join them.
Okay. Smoke break. Go ahead.
A few minutes. All right.
Sure. Okay. So what we want now is the calculate payment endpoint. I don't think we have this yet. You should accept a reservation ID, and based on the reservation ID, we'll get the spot. We'll get all these spot attributes, and we have a base price. We have the dates from the reservation, and we should get an integer back. So let's whip that fast. In the resource and in routes API, you need to be authenticated. This should be. Wait, did I put that in the correct group? Yeah. You need to be authenticated. Post. Just calculate payment. Payment. Okay. Request. Okay. So we should pass a reservation ID. Yeah, let's just put this required for now. Back to the controller. Let's see that we got this validated correctly. Let's test with an existing reservation, and it should not be here anymore. Okay. Alright, and this needs just one parameter, and that is the reservation ID. And this will be 285. Ah, that's right. Payment controller. Okay. I believe we have a reservation policy. Policies. Yeah. And we can view the policy only if we can view the reservation only if this user belongs, this reservation belongs to the user. I think this is the same condition from here. So instead of delete, I think it's view. Yeah. And this will return a boolean. And this should be it. So we authorize that we cannot access other reservations, other people's reservations. So I am logged in with user 1. If I try to get the payment calculation for ID 279, I should get an error. So 279. And yeah, this action is unauthorized. That's cool. Alrighty. Nice. Next, in the payment, now that we have the reservation, let's make a processor for it, because I don't want my logic to reside in the controllers. So processors, and this will be a class called price calculation price processor.
Okay, got it. I was wondering why PHP Storm put these processors folders on top. That's because of the space.
God damn it. That's right. Shift F6. What was the?
Yeah.
Do I have the processors? Yeah.
Yeah, you created it.
Yeah.
Space.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, so in these, let's have the price processor. And let's return processor.
That looks familiar to me. That's good.
Yeah, I picked that from you. Process. And then this will be reservation ID. So we pass just an integer. Should I do that? Will this be auto injected if I do it here?
What? But you can make it that, but it's a little bit complicated. But now it's not
yeah, this will be just
covered in the dependency injection.
So this will be an integer.
There's a way to achieve that, but yeah, this is a little bit tricky.
Alrighty. So let's return 1. I made this an action controller.
Yeah, see.
Okay, so this should return 1. 280. What was that? Reservation 285.
85.
What?
What?
So this action is unauthorized. But why?
Dump the user.
No, I think I used it correctly. Wait. So in the request.
Yeah, dump the user.
I don't think I have this. I think this is just an ID. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the param name doesn't match.
Yeah. So this is the reservation. Huh. Okay. Wait, this is not a route.
No,
How do I get the...
just without route. Without route. Remove it.
You think just...
Yeah.
Should I do get?
Yeah, you can do it.
To be safe. Alrighty. Okay.
So route you use when there's like if there's a reservation and you use route model binding, then you have it.
Yes.
Or route model binding, then you have it in your route. Otherwise, it's just a param.
So we'll use find or fail for this.
Why don't you use route model binding for that?
This is a parameter.
Yeah.
You think I should put the ID in here? In the
Why not?
URL? Well, I was just checking the calculate payment.
Alright.
And when I thought of this, yeah, I will send the reservation ID as the parameter,
Yeah,
not in the URL.
Do you?
Alright, so now we'll get the reservation. We'll pass this to the policy, and we should be able to access 285. And if I do 79, I believe this exists. So unauthorized, and 280 should fail. Yeah, no query for the model. And this should work. Alrighty, let's continue. Okay, in the process, we have the reservation ID.
Isn't that too much information? If you use the find or fail,
What do you mean?
Just use find and then it does an error out with like there's no model with that ID. I don't know if that was good to give it back.
Well, I have this.
I mean,
It just says no query reserved for model. I think that's.
Yeah, but you see, you got a model reservation. You got some information about the application. I don't know. So just try it without find or fail. Just use find, and that will be null. So
yeah, you'll be unauthorized.
Yeah, and then you're back to unauthorized.
Yeah.
So that's why.
Good. Right, let me revert this to true. Yeah, I don't want to give the fail message in the in case of an attacker. All right, let's process the reservation. Okay, let's do this. So we want the reservation find reservation ID, and then we want to get the spot. Oh, what is? No, it's not. It's just spot. Ah, yeah. Okay. So spot. How do we get the? Okay, let's check the stuff. From models. Spot. And we want to get the attributes. Okay. 285. Is this dumping what I want? So I'm getting the spot, and then I'm getting the spot attributes.
When you scroll up, you should see the class that is dumped there, and that is what? To the top.
Okay, let me step back a bit. So spot attributes, and then I have spot attributes. I think I have to pluck the IDs, and then I have the prices. Let me check the database structure again. So I have the spot attributes, and there's the I need to take the garage. Yeah. So I can do pluck ID. Spot attribute IDs. To array. Let's do this. Yeah, I don't understand it sometimes, but okay.
Yeah, it's not said that you find the reservation. Well, you check it before in the request, so it should be fine. If you get there, the reservation should be there, no problem. But in that file, and that is what the IDE is checking. The reservation is not safe to be there. Yeah, you can do that with optional.
What do you mean? So it doesn't error? What? So it doesn't give me the... Yeah.
So if you surround the reservation with optional, but then you have the problem with the spot again. It will be the same. So
yeah, it doesn't give anything, but this will not. Yeah, let's just get rid of that. All right, so we need to get the.
I still would check for null on the reservation and return if nothing's found, just to be on the safe side, you know.
So we want the IDs to match the spot attribute IDs of that spot, and we need to take the price based on the garage. So back to this. Did I put it as relationship? We're in get. Come on. I think Postman crashed. Yeah, my Postman crashed.
My Postman never crashed. My Postman never crashed before. Alright, so let's check the database structure again, please.
Yes. So I have a reservation.
So we have a reservation. We have the garage ID. We can get the garage directly.
I don't have no. This is not on the reservation anymore. This was deleted.
Ah, okay, yeah. All right, so we have now
from the reservation. I go to the spot.
From
the spot, I go to the garage. I want
Yes.
to get all the attributes of this garage,
Yeah.
and then I want to get the price per hour of a sum of all the attributes per hour. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, so then go back in the code. You're not
So-
going to the garage. Oh, there you are.
I am.
Spot
Spot,
garage, okay.
garage, spot attributes.
Yeah.
Wherein, and now this is the tricky trick.
Why do you want to filter them?
Because I want to get only the attributes that this spot has. And I want to get the relationship to the garage.
Oh yeah, okay, got it.
Okay.
It's not, yeah. Yeah, alright.
Okay, so I think I have something. And I have to sum price per hour from here. Get sum price per hour. Is it 0 though?
0.
I don't think that is correct. Garage attributes. Let's delete this one here. So I already know I have this price per hour.
Yeah, but this is in the relation. So you have to sum up this from the pivot table.
So pivot price per hour.
Yes.
Let's see. No. What is this?
All right. Can you just plug the pivot?
Yeah. Let me get this.
Or that way.
Yeah. Or yeah. I think you're right. So plug pivot. Okay, it's getting late already.
Mm-hmm.
Let me do something else first. So we don't have that clutter to array. Okay. So what we want to go to pivot dot price per hour. Sum pivot price per hour. And if it doesn't work, I'm gonna go to array and do an array sum on that, but it's not needed. Okay, so
It's at 90. It's at 92. Ah, that's, yeah, all right, 90 cents. Okay, got it.
yeah, let's make sure that is the correct stuff. So I'll just do get and to array. Yeah, and we have only one attribute for this garage. So let's make another attribute. So is this the garage one? I think it's spot one, garage one, and garage spot attribute. Garage one has just. I think this spot does not have the more attributes.
Yeah.
So
it was 92, right? So can you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll duplicate this one and say this one has another attribute. Now we should have two settings here.
Going for garage one? Yeah.
Yeah, and we have a 42 and 92. added should be 135. Great. So first we should so this is the price on top of the base price. So additional or attributes price makes sense.
You need the base price.
Yes.
So
But let me I want to do
price.
a bit of alignment here, so
Yeah, that's nice.
this is here, get and sum. Oh, bless you. All right, now we need to get the base price, and the base price, wait, how did we save that? Wait, I forgot how.
Some prices.
Yeah, it's in prices.
Should be related to the spot, right? Or is it only related to garage? I think it's only garage and size.
I think we should go garage prices where size ID is spot size ID.
Yeah.
So base price equal to spot garage prices where size ID spot size ID, and this will be first, and all of them should have this setting. So let's see the base price and additional price. And we have the base of 500, and there are no additional rates, but this doesn't matter because we will do the following thing. Wait, I should rely more on this.
It's faster.
Yeah, it's faster, but I had to delete the comments, so I'm not sure how much faster that was.
Yeah. Well, you can adjust the templates for it. So.
Alright, so we need all of this free in here, and let's set some stuff up. Okay, so this one makes sense. We have the price. Should we give it a default of 0 in this case?
I don't know. Didn't say so. Just let me check.
Wait, actually we have to set the base price to this one.
Yeah.
So this price.
Well, you can tweak the period configurator that you don't have to pass a price, or not a period price configurator, and you can add this with a method that like set base price, like when you always get want to do the getters and setters.
Yeah. Wait, that's the price configurator, right? Yes.
Yeah.
So we can construct it like this.
And yeah, but I would say it makes more sense to not configure something without a price, and yeah.
Okay, but let's try it this way first. And
then you have to have the set base price or price. And then you have to reconfigure.
Yep.
Right. I think you can remove the set default config on the constructor because it is senseless to do.
Well, we use it in the tests.
Yeah, then you have to adjust the tests.
Okay. So we don't want it here.
Yeah, you can leave it, but you know, you do the default configuration twice for no reason, you know. When you construct it with 0, then it's not. And then you have to, when you set the base price,
I think this is not needed anymore.
You have to do it. You have to do the configuration again. So, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Did I delete that function?
Yeah.
Set base price, int price. This set default config. Does it make sense to have it like this now?
Yeah. If you want to chain it, return this.
Or maybe I should just make the set default config with public and use this one.
Yeah, it's another way.
Okay. Yeah. Set base price. Wait again. This. Wait, what's my base price in here? I can just use price. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm. What we're struggling with now?
So in this case, I'm gonna go, when I want to reset the config, the default config will be set to amount. And I think the amount, wait 1 sec, let me check the notes. The amount is what we pass the initial stuff. So I think we should, this amount equals to price. Yeah, this is what I was missing. And then we will configure this and return it. So we return self. And we don't need the set config anymore.
Why not? Why not using the? Yeah, okay, maybe. Yeah. There's a method that this configure without. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's the same.
Okay.
Like if you would do reset config, for example, this is.
And I want to do this. And delete this and delete this. Okay, I think this is what I want.
But this is not doing the same as it was before. Because reset config reconfigured everything.
Yeah, but this setting the price will set the price.
You set the base price.
Yeah. So I'll grab the price, send it here in the base price, and the config will be reset. Because we'll have only this.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's late now.
So back in the processor. I don't have a start. So the start should be grabbed from the reservation. What if I do find or fail? There we go. There we go. Alrighty. Now on the price configurator, we should set the base price of this. Yeah, let's keep it separated, a bit more clear. And the period configurator, oh, not only this.
You need the configuration.
Yeah, we need to the configuration if it exists.
Or if you pass an empty array, it doesn't do anything. It sticks with the default config. So, yeah, but you have to add the configuration anyway.
Configure, and this will go from come from the base price. How is that thing called? Rates.
Oh, okay.
This is the from and to.
Where did you sum it up? The base price. I thought you did, because you pass it in as an integer.
So yeah, we need the base price plus the additional, the attribute prices, in this case. Yeah, and for the period. Okay, let's think a bit.
Hang on. Before you continue, you have this plus attributes, you have to do that inside to get the brackets.
I have to what?
You have to do that inside the brackets, not behind it.
You're right. Okay. Okay, the period configurator is that, and we have the price. So let's return the price. And we can inline this. Make sense? What is this pure? I don't know this one. Okay, back to this. Okay, price configurator must not be accessed before initialization. Price configurator. Price configurator.
You missed the equal.
You
missed equal before new.
Yeah. Okay. What do I have here?
Yeah, that's what I said. You didn't sum up. No. Okay, go there. But you used the base price on another equation.
Yeah. I gotta grab the base price. Base price. Yeah, base.
Yeah, you're not using it anywhere else, so you could. Yeah. All right.
You think it should go here, in line?
No, not what I meant. But we could do.
I think it makes sense a bit, since I didn't have a suitable variable name either. But we grab the garage prices. First, we get the base, and then we add the attribute price. And after that, we calculate the start and end. And this should return an integer. And I call that a success. Do you want to test with a more... yeah.
No.
Not happy with the result?
Yeah, fine. The result is great.
Yeah. Huh. So, did we complete everything we had in mind for today?
I don't know what you had in mind for today, except for pricing.
Period. Yes, 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 and yes. Okay, let's call this an end. Thank you very much, Andre. I think I took a bit more time than we initially planned.
Slightly.
Slightly, like double the time.
Nearly triple.
But I like the result.
Oh,
I like
that's
the
good.
result. Okay, thank you very much for joining me.
All right.
And
Bye. See you.
see you.
And all the others. All right.